Hey everyone, this is Andre, your attorney. How's it going? As you know from watching my prior video, you can check it out. It's in the description or it's going to be somewhere here. Check it out. The SEC lost a major lawsuit and they had to create, after denying so many applications, they have to create or allow the creation of a Bitcoin ETP or exchange traded product. You and I call it an ETF, but they call it an ETP. But if you think that the SEC is done with their shenanigans, the Securities and Exchange Commission just gave up, you got another thing coming. In 2023, the SEC files a lawsuit against Coinbase. And what they're alleging is that Coinbase is an exchange market, is an index, and all of the cryptocurrencies, or most of the cryptocurrencies, like Solana, like Filecoin, Cardano, all of these cryptocurrencies are securities. So what they're saying is because they are securities, they have to be registered. And Coinbase itself has to register as someone that sells securities, or they have to register as an index still that sells securities, that securities can be traded on that index. Now, what does that mean? If the SEC wins and these cryptocurrencies are considered securities, imagine what that means. It means that anytime someone makes a cryptocurrency, they have to be registered. Any of these kind of platforms, Coinbase, Kraken, all of them, they have to be registered as well. It creates a regulatory scheme for this that is beyond what currently there is and is more akin to stocks and bonds than it is to cryptocurrencies. So this is huge news. And if the SEC wins, it's going to create tidal waves. It's going to create shock waves in the industry. So here is Coinbase's response. Coinbase has an argument. And they filed a motion, what's called a motion for judgment on the pleadings. So essentially, they're not disputing the underlying facts. They're saying that these coins are not securities. And they're further saying that Coinbase is not an exchange. It's not an unregistered broker. It's none of those things. It's just like a warehouse, a marketplace that you can buy these kinds of currencies. Now, here's what they're equating to. They're saying that these coins are not securities. They're saying that they're commodities. So what's the difference? A commodity is like the US dollar. And a security is something like a stock of Google. Now take a look at the difference. If I purchase a Google stock, one stock of Google, I own a very tiny percent of Google, for the hopes that when Google gets more valuable, my one stock will go up in value. So I have purchased an investment contract, essentially. I've made a contract with Google that I'm going to buy one share, you're going to sell me one share at this particular price for the hopes that it will go up in value along with the company. And obviously, if it goes down in value, then the company goes down in value and vice versa. But the hope is that it will go up in value because I'm not going to buy something with the hopes that I lose money, right? I'm going to buy something with the hopes that I make money. Cryptocurrency is a little bit different. It's like a baseball card. If I buy one Solana, for example, it doesn't mean I own a piece of the pie of all of the Solana. Like, it doesn't mean I own a piece of all the Solana like I would with Google. So it's very different in that regard. It's not a quote-unquote investment contract. It's not a contract for investment. It's just a piece of currency that I'm buying. And Coinbase is going to argue that those things that I mentioned. Number one, none of these coins are a security. And number two, Coinbase is nothing more than a way for exchanging various currencies and nothing more. It's not an index. It's not a brokerage. It's not attempting to broker. It's none of that. The SEC is also arguing that because Coinbase has a wallet, it might be considered a brokerage, or it might be considered some form of marketplace other than what we've discussed before. But that doesn't make sense because you can have an account. A wallet is nothing more than essentially a bank account. And then your wallet number is essentially the same as a bank account number. So how come Chase, for example, when you put money in Chase, that's not considered a security, but this is considered a security? So it all goes back to the underlying premise. Are cryptocurrencies securities? I would say that Coinbase is right. I don't think that they are securities. There is no investment contract as it pertains to it. Sure, all of us who buy cryptocurrencies hope that the value goes up so then we can sell it and make a lot of money. But Just like the same with the dollar, you can buy the dollar hoping that it goes up in value and then trade the dollar. There is no difference. All you're doing is essentially swapping out one piece of currency, your dollar, for whatever your chosen cryptocurrency is. I don't think it's a stock, and just because you own a cryptocurrency doesn't mean you own a share of the total market. If I buy one Bitcoin, I don't own a percent of all of the Bitcoin. I have my one Bitcoin, and it's the same with Solana, and the same with Filecoin, and the same with everything else. So for those reasons, I really truly think that Coinbase is going to win it. I think that if they don't win it in the lower tribunal, they're probably going to win it on the appeal. I think their argument is really solid, and the amicus are pretty solid. If you're interested in reading the full argument from Coinbase, I put the link down in the description. Take a look at it. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Do you think that idea that cryptocurrencies are nothing more than a commodity, do you think that's a good argument? Or do you agree with the SEC? Do you think that these cryptocurrencies are nothing more than a security and need to be regulated like a security? Let me know what you think. I can't wait to read your comments. Talk to you soon.